Hey guys, what's up? It's me again, Tom from TTT Tom's Tech Time today with a brand new episode. Recently, I released a review of the brand new Mavic Mini. And of course, I read through all your comments and I even filmed an FAQ. Wow, I feel like I have to yell. The birds are so loud whenever I start to film. And one of the comments, written by Z4PNU-2 Gaming, read, "Can you do a comparison between Mavic Air, Spark, and finally the Mavic Mini?" Of course, monsieur, I can. Here we go. The comparison. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe to never again miss any of my upcoming episodes. What can I do to shut these guys down? Okay, let's do it like this. I'm gonna split the video into 5 categories. The first of the categories is gonna be transportation, followed by safety, afterwards flight behavior, then the camera, and finally we're gonna take a look and we're gonna compare the features of the 3 drones. And within each category, there are obviously gonna be several subcategories. For example, in the safety category, the obstacle avoidance is gonna be a big issue. And the drone that has the best system aboard, that does the best, is going to get 3 points. The drone that is like, okay, is going to get 2 points. And the drone that really shows the weakest results is going to get 1 point only. And then in the end, we can really neutrally check which of the drones is the best, which drone is okay, and which drone you maybe really shouldn't buy anymore. Let's do it. Weight and size of a drone are quite essential, and that is because of 2 reasons. The dimensions are obviously very important because once you go on a holiday, you don't want to bring a ton of extra bags only to transport your drone. You just want to, I don't know, fit it into your backpack or into a pocket, and that's that. And when it comes to the weight, it is even more crucial because once a drone extends a weight of 250 grams, then you already have to take a lot of extra care because in many countries, then you have to register your drone. In Germany, it's a bit different. You don't have to register your drone at that weight, but from a weight of 250 grams on, you have to attach like a fireproof sticker to your drone that displays your name and address. So usually, and in most countries, there are some extra rules once the drone reaches a weight of 250 grams. The Mavic Air weighs 430 grams. It therefore is quite heavy. I mean, okay, that depends. Actually, it's quite okay. The weight is okay, but it just extends the 250 grams and you obviously have to register it in plenty of countries. It's pretty cool that you can fold the drone's arms very easily. And then the drone really fits into any backpack. I took this drone with me pretty much anywhere already. It really fits into a backpack with ease, and it is really nice that the propellers are so slim and attached to the body, because that way they usually at least don't get stuck with something, you know, because it can happen that when you just put the drone into a backpack that, I don't know, it gets stuck somewhere, then you pull the drone out and then you might break a propeller or something. That doesn't happen with the Mavic Air. The next drone that we want to take a look at is the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini, as its name already states, is quite small and you can fold its arms as well. It has foldable arms and therefore is a small drone. It as well fits into any backpack, but also into pretty much any pocket. You can put it, of course, into your jacket's pocket, but you can also put it into your pants pocket. Usually even that works. This drone is teeny tiny. It's pretty amazing when it comes to the dimensions. You can take this drone anywhere and it is really, really small and lives up to its name, Mavic Mini. Now when it comes to the weight, this drone weighs 249 grams, so it stays 1 gram below the magical 250 grams where you then have to register your drone. Be careful though, DJI sends with the drone like a DIY kit, that's what they call it, with a sticker that you can self-design to make your drone stand out. I took it to the test. I took the weight of the drone with the sticker and without, and with the sticker it weighs 2 grams more, 251 grams. So in case you don't want to register your drone, make sure not to attach this sticker and then you're all set and good to go. The next drone and the final drone that we want to take a look at in this category is the Spark, obviously, And the Spark is quite small, but it has a major downside. You cannot fold its arms. So the arms are, I don't know, just like that. You can fold them, you can move them. Of course, the drone is still small. You can fit it into a pocket. I can demonstrate that. It works, but you have to take some care. And obviously, this is quite a large pocket, I think. But now, I don't know if you can see it, but the propeller is stuck. But it works somehow. So obviously, yes, you can even take the Spark with you. It's a small drone still, but it is a bit annoying that it always gets stuck because of the arms that you cannot fold. Now regarding the weight, this drone weighs 300 grams and therefore in most countries you have to register it as well. That is how it looks like, and I think in this category, when it comes to the comfort of the transportation, when it comes to the dimensions and the weight, we have a clear and overall winner. It is the DJI Mavic Mini. The DJI Mavic Mini really is a teeny tiny drone and super easy to transport. You can really bring it everywhere. It's so small. Pretty cool. Full amount of points for the Mavic Mini in this first category. All three drones communicate with GPS and GLONASS satellites. They help the drone to find its location, to stabilize and all of that. So I don't want to cover that. DJI drones usually have pretty advanced systems aboard. So the first difference I want to talk about is a hardware difference. The Mavic Air is the only of the three drones that features a dual compass and a dual IMU. That means in case one of the IMUs freaks out in air, doesn't do its job anymore properly, then the Mavic Air always has a backup unit built in. That is quite nice, and the other drones don't have that. I never needed it so far, but it is very nice to have because I don't know, it could happen once that, for example, a compass fails, and compass failures actually happen here and there, while IMU failures, I have never had one, and I am flying almost every day since many years. So it's pretty cool that the Mavic Air wins this category by having dual units of both the IMU and the compass. Next, many people talk about obstacle avoidance. What is obstacle avoidance? Obstacle avoidance is usually a system that somehow senses the surrounding and makes sure that the drone doesn't crash into upcoming obstacles. The Mavic Air has two forwards-facing cameras and they scan a range of up to 24 meters. That's pretty impressive. And you will find the same cameras in the back. That means in forward flight and in backward flight, the drone scans the surrounding and it makes sure that you're not going to crash into something, even though I would never fully rely on that. So you should always work on your skills and not go for too dangerous maneuvers and just say, hey, the drone has an obstacle avoidance. But the sensors work fine. They even spot branches when there is a contrast because these sensors are camera based. That means that if you fly the drone at night in the dark, then they won't see anything, then they're blind. But the Mavic Air has a very advanced obstacle avoidance system aboard. The next drone, the Spark, has an obstacle avoidance sensor as well. It's right here above the camera. It's an infrared sensor and it has a maximum range of 5 meters. That's already the major downside because the range is only 5 meters. That means if you're only traveling at a normal speed, it means that even if the drone detects an obstacle, usually it's hard to get the drone to come to a stop in air. Usually, it then pushes the brakes but still reaches the obstacle, and that obviously shouldn't happen. Therefore, I think that, I don't know, this sensor, it's nice to have but somehow senseless. I actually would say that it's useless. Now finally, the Mavic Mini. It again lives up to its name, miniature. It has miniature assistance because there is no sensors at all whatsoever. It looks like it has 2 cameras here as well, but it's not the case. It's just black stickers here. They don't mean anything, they don't do anything. So when it comes to obstacle avoidance, then the Mavic Air is your go-to drone, while the Mavic Mini has no protection aboard, and while the Spark's obstacle avoidance system, I think, is pretty superfluous. Clear winner when it comes to obstacle avoidance is the Mavic Air.
Tom'sTechTime.com. Everything that drone pilots need in one place.
The flight stability is extremely crucial because obviously when there is a wind going outside, then you don't want your drone to just fly away or to just, I don't know, tip over and fall from the sky. I can tell you all three drones are outdoors proof, so to say. I flew them all in winds and they all do pretty well, even though with no doubt the Mavic Air, because of its weight and size, is the most stable in air. So even when there is some stronger winds, then the Mavic Air doesn't really seem to have a lot of problems. You can then see how it readjusts. You know, if there is a strong wind coming from the front, then the drone tilts a bit and then it holds its position nicely. But even the other drones do quite well. And I must say that I was astonished by how well the Mavic Mini did, because I was flying it in Israel at the coast and it was really windy that day, unfortunately. But the drone, even though it was shaking, it looked a bit scary, but even though it was shaking, it was safe all the time. It didn't fly away, it didn't tip over, nothing crazy happened. So all three drones do quite well when it comes to that, while the Mavic Air, obviously, because of its weight and because of its size, does the best. Also, the noise level is quite important because you want to make sure that you don't annoy people walking by or your neighbors too badly. Therefore, I took all three drones to the test, and now listen yourself to how the drones sounded and to how loud they were. All three drones feature a sports mode, and in that sports mode they are way faster. Now let's take a look at how fast they can fly. Both the Mavic Air and the Mavic Mini you can fly out for about 4,000 meters. And the Spark is a bit more limited, approximately 2,000 meters, even though realistically, I think you can always reduce that maximum distance by, I don't know, maybe 30%. Obviously, when the manufacturers test drones, then they test them under ideal conditions. And these ideal conditions you just usually don't find in the nature. And there's always something in the way, some obstacles, or when you're flying in more urban areas, then there's other Wi-Fi's and other streaming devices that cause some interruption. Therefore, yeah, drones usually don't fly out as far as promised, but all three drones, when flying within line of sight, and that is anyways what the law says, and that's why I don't have a test to show you right here. If you're flying within line of sight, then all three drones do the job, while the Mavic Air and the Mavic Mini do the best. When flying the Mavic Air and the Mavic Mini, I have had no problems at all when flying in line of sight. So on the display of my smartphone, the whole time I saw what the drone's camera was recording. I had no dropouts, I had no frozen frames, none of that. Only with the Spark here and there I had dropouts. Once the screen even turned black for quite a while, and then I had to press the return to home button on the remote, and then the drone came home automatically. But I think with all three drones you're pretty much good to go, even though obviously the Mavic Air and the Mavic Mini do better when it comes to the range. The Spark only gives you 15 minutes of flight time. I don't know, doesn't sound breathtaking. The Mavic Air gives you realistically approximately 19 minutes of flight time. Good, but not breathtaking again. Only, and that's really pretty cool, the Mavic Mini gives you 28 tested. And I'm not now quoting the specs the whole time, I'm quoting my own tested flight times. 28 minutes of flight time with the Mavic Mini. That is pretty impressive. So with 1, 2, 3 batteries, you can really fly quite long. You don't need to bring too many spare batteries when owning the Mavic Mini. All three cameras record usable footage, that for the start. But the differences are gigantic. Two of the drones, the Mavic Air and the Mavic Mini, have a 3-axis stabilized camera that records butter-smooth videos. The Spark drone is only 2-axis stabilized and cannot keep up with the professional level of stabilization that the two Mavics offer, even though its recordings look proper as well. All three cameras work with a standard 1/2.3 inches CMOS sensor. While both Mavics have a fixed aperture of 2.8, the Spark gives a value of 2.6, at least on the paper, which would make its camera technically slightly better in low light situations, but being honest, I could not notice any difference. The Spark's camera has a field of view of 81.9 degrees, the Mavic Mini's field of view is 83 degrees, and the Mavic Air goes even further and its FOV is set to 85 degrees. All cameras therefore use wide-angle lenses, with the Mavic Air offering the widest view. The maximum resolution is where it's now getting interesting. While the Mavic Air records 4K Ultra HD, the Mavic Mini only records up to 2.7K. You can see how much smaller its image is compared. The Spark though undercuts this even. Its camera only records in Full HD. That is 1/4 of what the Mavic Air offers in video resolution. And the difference is visibly noticeable even on non-4K screens, of course. The Mavic Air delivers the sharpest results. When zooming into the footage, it gets notable even more. The Mavic Mini's camera looks pretty good too, but the Spark gets defeated in this category totally. In Full HD, the Mavic Air records with up to 120 frames per second, meaning that you can even record slow motion shots with it. The Mavic Mini in Full HD can record with up to 60 frames per second. Only the Spark, that offers no more than a maximum of 30 frames per second, cannot record slow motion shots at all. While the Mavic Air records video at up to 100 megabits per second, capturing many details, the Mavic Mini only records with 40 megabits per second, less than half. The Spark's camera though again makes it to the last spot on the list with a bitrate of up to 24 megabits per second only. When it comes to picture styles, only the Mavic Air offers professional solutions. While both the Spark and the Mini are limited to a standard fully colored and contrasty looking picture style, the Mavic Air can record with a flat picture profile, offering the editor a ton of extra possibilities in post-production. For some fellows out there, including myself, it is very important to set up the camera manually. The Mavic Air and the Spark drone let users manually set their shutter speed and ISO. Shockingly, the Mavic Mini does not let users at all take manual control over the camera in video mode. That is a noticeable downside. All three cameras record 12 megapixels photos. While the Spark and the Mavic Mini can only take JPEG photos, the Mavic Air is able to record professional-grade RAW shots as well, setting it in a higher league. Everyone who once color-graded a RAW photo knows how much more powerful this format is and how much better it is than standard JPEG. The Mavic Mini only offers a standard and an interval photo mode. The Spark offers a standard, an interval, and an AEB photo mode for recording HDR photos. The Mavic Air again offers the most options. It has a standard, an interval, an AEB, and even a panorama photo mode aboard. Finally, let's look at and compare the most relevant features and modes that the three drones offer. When it comes to general handling, then the Mavic Air gives you full control over plenty settings. Both the Mavic Mini and the Spark offer way less detailed menus. Next, live streaming is a thing nowadays. I always love using this function. And both the Mavic Air and the Spark drone can live broadcast their footage while you're flying to platforms like Facebook and YouTube. Only the Mavic Mini can't. All three drones come with several quickshot modes. Basically, they allow you to fully focus on an activity while the drone circles you, shoots into the sky like a rocket, or takes a classical droney shot.
The features are cool for some good-looking Facebook and Instagram postings, and I'm happy that all 3 drones have some of those modes aboard. Maybe the most asked for mode of all is Active Track. It makes the drone track an object or person automatically. The Mavic Air does it nicely. Its camera tracks objects or people reliably, and its obstacle avoidance sensors keep the drone safe even while flying backward. The Spark drone can track objects too, but it is way less precise than the Mavic Air. It loses objects more often, and the tiny front obstacle avoidance sensor is really not enough to keep it safe in flight. The Mavic Mini is honest, it has no obstacle sensors and therefore doesn't even have a tracking mode aboard at all. Finally, which other modes do the drones feature? The Mavic Air has a sports mode for quick flying, a smart capture, a tripod, a cinematic, a tap fly, a point of interest, and the so-named APAS mode aboard. All in all, it is well equipped, and for almost every situation you could possibly face, there is a mode. The Spark has a sports mode, a tripod mode, and a gesture mode aboard. Noticeably less. But the Mavic Mini only comes with a sports and a CineSmooth mode and therefore has the fewest extra modes installed. All in all, that puts the Mavic Mini into the last place in this category. The Spark unexpectedly makes it at least to the second place, and the Mavic Air of course is the clear winner of this category. Let's now take a look at all results summed up. That way you will understand how I rated the drones. You also find a paper version that you can print together with the test footage on www.tomstechtime.com/MMS-comparison. All points together place the DJI Spark in the 3rd place, the Mavic Mini in the 2nd, and the Mavic Air clearly in the 1st place. The Mavic Air, though it is not the newest of the 3 drones, is the best of the 3 drone models by far. Also, the Mavic Mini did pretty well. Its low weight is definitely an argument. Only the Spark drone I would not recommend to any enthusiast anymore. It used to be a good drone back in the days when it was released, but nowadays it clearly shows some unnecessary disadvantages. You find product links to all drone models in the description right below this very video.
And here they are, the 2 winning drones. First of all, the Mavic Air. It is really an amazing drone. I love using it. It is so tiny, I can really take it pretty much anywhere with me. And the camera records in 4K. It is a very nice drone, even though it is not the youngest anymore. And I would be happy if at some point there would be a new model. But so far, in the consumer area, I think it's one of the best you can get. And on the other hand side, the Mavic Mini, if you need to stay below the 250 grams weight border, then the Mavic Mini is pretty awesome. I mean, 2.7K is not 4K, but it's pretty good and for many purposes enough. That is the 2 drones I would recommend, and the only drone I would really retire immediately is the DJI Spark. The DJI Spark isn't really good for anything anymore. I mean, I don't want to bash it. It's a sweet drone, but if I would invest into a new drone, then I would never buy it anymore. And if you actually still need some help figuring out which drone fits you, then check out www.tomstechtime.com/quiz. There you can really check out which drone fits your needs. And yeah, there is much more. If you want to wear a drone shirt, www.tomstechtime.com/apparel. And there's so much more. Check it out, tomstechtime.com. It's really, I put so much work and effort into that. I'm always happy to see many guests on that website. And of course, I am very happy that you watched this video until the very end. And now I would be super happy if you would subscribe to my channel to make it grow a bit. And of course, I would be happy if you left, wait, I have to show that, a thumbs up. Now, what's left to say? Good evening, good night, good morning, whatever time of the day. Oh, these propellers of the Mavic Mini. Sometimes they drive me nuts. Anyways, have a great day, have a great night, whatever it is over there. And I'm gonna say ciao, ciao, bye-bye. My fingers are freezing off. It's pretty cold. And I'm gonna hop inside. I'm gonna light the chimney. And I'm gonna feel like in Switzerland. Just without the snow and the Alps. You know, it's sometimes weird when you have no one to talk to except a camera. And you just can't stop talking because the camera can't stop listening, at least until the battery dies. And yeah, that sometimes makes awkward endings to these videos. They continue until forever. Au revoir now.